Hello and welcome to MAY. This is day 3 and congratulations for making it this far. It's a huge achievement, especially if it's your first time doing anything like this. Yoga, meditation, awareness, what is this? My life's going to change for the better. So thank you so much. And I hope that this flow tonight will benefit you. So maybe just setting an intention. The flow is to create a little bit of energy within us, a little bit of momentum to carry on this life transition with grace and with style. Okay, so we're going to start standing. So you can come to the front edge of your mat. I'm just turning to the side so that you can see me. You can also face the camera so you can see me. And we're going to have our big toes slightly touching and our heels apart. A fist space in between your heels. Okay. So whether big toes are touching or not, you have a fist space in between your ankles. And then you're going to bend your knees and sweep the hands forward and up. This is awkward chair posture. Take a nice deep breath. And exhale, fold forward. Just releasing your entire upper body forward. Bend your knees a lot so that your hands can come to the floor. Highly recommend investing in some yoga blocks if you have yoga blocks. I still use mine. Not for forward folds, but for other things. So if you stay tuned, you'll find out why or what I do with them. And then you're going to raise up, coming into a halfway lift. Hands are going to be cupped over the knees. Okay. You're going to bend your knees a lot, and you're going to straighten out the arms. So this is not a traditional picture of a forward fold, but the purpose of doing this is to have a nice flat, straight, elongated back. Take a deep breath in. And on your exhale, you're going to fold forward, bend your knees a lot. Flat hands. You need to bend your knees to get your hands to the floor. And this is the first place where you're actually looking at your hands. Okay, I'm looking for my hands to be shoulder width apart. Spread my fingers wide. Shift my weight into my hands. Step the right leg back. And then step the left leg back. Finding this beautiful high plank. Trying to get my hips and my shoulders in the same line. So not exactly in the same line, almost in the same line, by just tucking my tailbone and squeezing my pubic bone towards my navel. First place of strength. And let the strength continue and build within us. Bring your knees down. You're going to shift your chest forward as you descend, coming slowly down towards the floor. You're going to bring your elbows forward in front of you and just undulate the fingers, open up the hand. If you've been sitting all day at the computer, you know what that feels like. Just wiggling the fingers and making a nice tight fist and pulling your wrists down. And then you're going to dig your elbows into the ground as you pull your upper body forward like a little slug. And then I'm just wiggling my legs to make sure that my lower body is soft and relaxed. I want to create some traction. So my lower body is being the weight so that I can create length between my discs, my intervertebral discs. Again, if you've been sitting all day, this is very beneficial for your spine. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Squeeze the elbows together and you're going to press yourself up. Hips and shoulders come together and shift your weight back into your child's pose. Please feel free to come into child's pose at any time. Maybe taking the elbows a little bit wider and maybe basing your head flat on the floor. Lengthening into the back of the neck. We're just going to stay here for 2 more breaths. Feeling grounded and connected.
Just noticing that internal space within us. And then slowly coming back
onto our hands and knees. And we're going to take the right leg. We're going to step the right leg between our hands. And then slowly rolling up the spine. We're going to shift our hips forward. And we're going to sweep the arms forward and up, coming into our crescent lunge. So try to get the knee over the ankle. Mine is a little bit back. Okay, so I'm looking for beautiful lines in the right places. I'm looking for lines that create the best stability, not necessarily like a beautiful split or a hyperextension, but the lines that create the most support and stability. And you'll feel in this pose, you need a lot of stability, a lot of endurance, and then you're going to slowly squeeze into the left glute, and you'll feel the deep opening into the front area of the left hip. Both hands are going to come down if you need blocks. Otherwise, you're going to just go into a deeper stretch, which is also okay. You will get flexible quicker. And then the right hand is going to peel up for our easy twist. Make sure that you try to keep this right hip back as opposed to allowing it just to do what it wants. You're just going to tilt it back. Take a deep breath in. Both hands come down. This right leg steps back. And we're going to bring the left leg forward. Rise up. And then again, shift your hips forward as we transition the hands towards the sky. And maybe opening up into our back bend. Again, we're looking for ankle above the knee. The knee might overshoot a little bit. That's fine. But we don't want to go too far. And then again, squeeze into the right glute. It's basically lifting the glute up and feeling a little more opening, deeper opening in the front of your hip. Open up the chest, lift the heart towards the sky. Breathe in lots of oxygen into the chest. Both hands come down. Right hand stays down, left hand reaches up. And then again, just peeling that left hip behind you. Press the right hand away from the floor without overextending the inner part of your elbow. Both hands come down. This time you're going to tuck the back toes, lift the knee off the ground and step forward. Finding your forward fold, maybe taking a moment holding onto your elbows and shifting your hips from side to side, swaying, whatever that feels like, as long as the feet stay grounded. There's a few different ways to do this. I'm just swaying the hips instead of the upper body. And then halfway lift, hands cup over the knees. Bend your knees, straighten the arms, lift your chest, breathe in. Exhale, fold. Soft knees as you roll up. Hands to heart center. Soft knees, we're going to take a step back with the right leg. A shallow stance. Okay, we're going to move to warrior two. So my hips are going to turn out to the side and my left knee is going to be pulling out towards the left so that the inner thigh is active. And I'm just making sure that I can see the big toe on the inside line of the leg. Coming to warrior two, opening up the arms, tucking the tailbone. If you're not familiar with warrior two, check out my YouTube video. There's a lot going on in warrior two, so it's worth taking a look. But when we're flowing, it's necessary to know these things so that we are engaging all the right muscles. Gazing over the front tips of your fingers, taking one breath here, and then windmilling the arms. Right hand comes down, left hand goes up, easy twist. Both hands come down. Step the left leg back and move to a downward facing dog. Pedal out your heels here. Shifting and pivoting the hips from side to side.
as you alternate raising and lowering into your heels. Bend your knees, take small steps towards the top of your mat, and then come back into your forward fold. Soft knees, your upper body is basically resting almost onto your lower body. Halfway lift, raise up, straight arms, breathe in, and exhale, forward fold. Soft knees, roll up the spine, hands to heart center. I'm just going to change sides so you can see the left side. Bend your knees, left leg steps back, opening up into warrior two pose. Again, just the most important part for me of warrior two is that the inner thigh is active. You can see your big toe and you're not overshooting the knee of the ankle. So gazing over the front tip of your fingertips, and take 2 breaths here for resilience, stamina, concentration, focus. And then we're going to take the left hand, we're going to windmill the left hand to the ground, and you'll immediately see that the right hand is already in position up towards the sky in easy pose. Take a deep breath in. Both hands come down, and this time we're going to pivot on the back leg and walk our hands to the center between both feet. Hold onto your ankles, and you can just sway your shoulders from side to side. Moving into a twist. Bring your hand forward in front of you so your hand is underneath your chest. And then again, right hand down, left hand up. Finding that beautiful rotation running along the spine. Changing hands. Left hand down. It's like we're drawing an arrow. Pulling it up towards the sky. Bow and arrow. And then again, not overextending in the shoulder, but from the torso. Both legs are straight, kneecaps locked. One more breath. And exhale, fold forward, hold onto your ankles. Sway from side to side. Bring your hands forward in front of you. You're going to walk the hands back to the front of the mat. Facing with the right leg forward. Press the floor away. Step the right leg back. And then again, push back. This is our final downward facing dog. Elevate the heels. Lower the heels down. What's nice about downward facing dog, when your downward facing dog is not too wide, which means your hands and your feet are closer together, you have a lot more control. You can do a lot more. So make sure that your downward facing dog is not too wide. And I also have a video about downward facing dog, some of my most important poses on YouTube. So get the fundamentals right, and then we can have a lot of fun, safe, and effective practice. So you're going to squeeze the heels together, raise the arches of your feet so that the inner thigh is active all the way up into the crease of your hip. Bend your knees and shift your hips back, coming into child's pose. So find a child's pose that works for you. Either you're going extended child's pose, straight arms, all the way forward, or you're going to take wide elbows so you can soften the tension around the shoulders, or you can cross your forearms, which I like, or you can bring your forehead straight down to the floor. Just take a deep breath. After a period of moving, it's nice to have a period of stillness. Grounding, a sense of surrender, just letting go. And then slowly pressing yourself up. We're going to come to laying on our back.
So sitting on our sit bones, feet down, and just rolling. I love to roll down so I get one ab exercise in. Okay. And then you're going to bring both knees into your chest and rock from side to side. So while I'm pulling my legs up with my hands, I'm pressing my tailbone down. Okay, so I'm pulling and pushing at the same time, trying to create a little arch in the lower back. And that helps to stretch out the glutes and everything running around the sit bones, the piriformis, the sciatic nerve, and squeezing into the hip flexor as well. And then we're going to take the right leg, cross it over the left ankle, so left foot on the floor. And then you want to keep this wide position with the right knee away from your chest. We don't want it close to the chest. We want to keep it wide, nice figure of four shape. And then we're going to either hold onto the left thigh or we're going to hold onto the shin if you can. And then the same position. As I'm pulling my leg towards me, I'm pressing the tailbone down and I'm using the inner thigh, pushing the right elbow into my inner thigh to keep that angle, to keep the external rotation on the right hip. And then I'm also looking for a balance. So I'm making sure that my hips are not leaning to one side too much. I'm trying to ground both hip bones equally and flatten my sacrum out equally. You can rotate in the right ankle. And then gently release. You can just take a twist, so let the legs drop to the left side. Love to finish with a twist. And again, try to find the most relaxed position here. Bring the knees back up. We'll change legs. So right leg down, left ankle over the knee, left knee drawing out. So we've got this external rotation of the left hip, and then bring the right knee into your chest. If you are holding onto your thigh on the other side, you'll do the same this side. Okay, so number one rule, what you do on one side of the body, you do on the other side. Sometimes it's more difficult on one side. That's just because our lifestyle creates that. The way we move, or the way we sit, or the way we carry our bag, or just pure driving can also, all one-sided. Or another type of sport like tennis, you might be doing everything on one side. And then just remembering to press the left elbow into the inner thigh and rotate the left ankle. 5 circles in each direction. Pulling the legs towards you as you're pressing your tailbone down. And then bringing the knees, both knees over towards the right-hand side and gazing towards the left. And then just release once you get there. You're there, so just let yourself arrive. And come back down to earth. And then unravel the legs and finding dead man's pose or shavasana. Straighten out the legs, arms alongside you, options for the arms, options for the legs. As long as you find a comfortable resting pose, that's the most important thing, is that you're able to let go, doing less and less, and you're able to release and observe your breath, the sensations of your body, and then also scanning and being aware of how the body is distributed. Is the length in the back of the neck? Are your shoulders away from the ears? Do you have any sensations in the arms and the legs? What do you feel? Without judging yourself, just pure observation and awareness of your current state. Acknowledging all the peace that you can generate within you. Taking one more deep breath in, and then gently rolling over onto the right or the left hand side and making your way back up. I like to roll over onto my side as opposed to just sit up straight. Bringing your hands to heart center. Maybe you just want to close your eyes for 1 or 2 breaths here. Having your hands at your chest, just bowing to yourself, honoring your practice, saluting yourself for 3 days of yoga, awareness, meditation, and then gently opening the eyes. Well done. I am so impressed that you guys made it to day 3 of yoga, awareness, and meditation, the MAY code. Please do comment in the community about your experience. You can do each day or you can just do it at the end as well. But it helps to let other people know what they're in for, and it's always nice to hear what your experience was. And the sharing in the community is such an important part of uplifting each other. We're living very isolated lives these days, a lot of online, a lot of remote work. So it's difficult to find communities that provide support. And this is the one thing that I've really, really loved about being in school and creating my own community is the support that I have received from others. It's invaluable, to get someone to comment and to give me feedback, or to ask for advice in a non-judgmental environment. It's so uplifting. So I really encourage you to take that leap, to share your goals, your desires, and your experience. I mean, there's a lot of people that are intimidated. Maybe they haven't tried this 3-day, and you can just give them a little drop in the ocean of what your experience was, and maybe that will motivate them to try it as well. So the point of this is for your own benefit, for your transformation. Your journey is just beginning. The doors are only beginning to open now, and you will feel in the next few days your focus, your awareness, your mental space will be clearer. You'll be able to challenge yourself on a whole new level. Please look out for the 21-day challenge coming up. And if you do need some references on the child's pose and the warrior 1, warrior 2 poses, I have a few links on YouTube. So go check out Yoga with May on YouTube, and that will help to get you into the right positions. And once you've got your alignment right, you can come back and do this flow again, because it's so important to know the basics of the poses, what's going on, what's happening, what am I embodying in this warrior poses, and you'll understand the strength and the focus that comes from these poses. So it's not just a pretty picture, it's not just alignment, but it's really what is happening underneath the surface that we are internalizing through these poses. So that's what I hope to share with you guys, is the strength and the power that has changed my life. And I hope that it'll change your life. If you have any questions or any concerns, please do reach out to me. I am here to guide you. I am here to encourage and support and motivate you, because I want you to have the best life ever. And that is why we are here. Thank you so much, and see you soon.